Day is a day that we gather to remember those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice by giving their very lives and all of their future for the defense of our beloved nation. And this is the greatest price that anyone can give, not just for their brother, their family, but also for our great nation.
Now therefore I, Teresa Jacobs, by the virtue of the authority vested in me as Orange County Mayor, do hereby resolve that Memorial Day, Monday, May 30th, 2011, be observed as a day of tribute to our nation's fallen heroes, and call on all citizens to observe this day with appropriate ceremonies, activities, and reflection, done in order this 30th day of May 2011.
I think Memorial Day is a great thing to do, but it certainly does bring up the numbers of names that you have read off sometimes and have done for years. And every day one of my comrades hits the dust, and I think about all those guys that didn't make it, and so every once in a while it comes to mind and wonder where he is now.
It means a lot to all the soldiers that have given their life, whether or not people believe in the war or why we're fighting. They're still American citizens that are continuing the tradition of serving your country.
As we cherish each soldier's memory, let us also pray for their families and loved ones. May the Lord keep them in His care, and may He continue to bless, now and forever, the United States of America.
Our young lieutenant, Second Lieutenant Michael Everett McGann, who was an exceptional young man, whose love of country and commitment to duty was unparalleled. Born of Orlando's own, after graduating from the University of Florida, he joined the U.S. Army and was assigned to the 1st Brigade Combat Team within the 101st Airborne Division based at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And what made him so exceptional is that as a leader, as a combat leader, he obviously knew the dangers of combat, but still chose to serve.
When I look at people like Mike McGann, who is he was raised with my son. I mean, they've been buds all through elementary, junior high, and high school. I know him so well. We adore him. And that left such an impression on him that he said, I've got to serve. This is something we all have an obligation to do. We have so much to be grateful for in this country, especially right now when we have young men and women who understand what they're signing up for.
Our young Corporal Patrick David Deans, only 22 years old, when he was killed in combat in the line of duty, he was no stranger to serving his country. A naturally gifted athlete and resident of Winter Garden, Florida, he was known as outgoing and adventurous. He enlisted in the U.S. Army and served a tour in Iraq before serving his second tour of duty in the country of Afghanistan as a team leader for Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 502nd Infantry, the infamous Strike Brigade of the 101st Airborne. He knew very well the risk associated with his chosen profession of arms as a decorated combat veteran, and his sacrifice will never be forgotten.
Corporal Patrick Deans, a member of our Orange County family. His father is a deputy sheriff. He watched his father defend our streets here. His father was in the military before. Both of those young men really paid the ultimate sacrifice, but they didn't do it without understanding and making a sincere commitment to this country.
Today, I would ask all of you to remember and honor the missing as well. Our nation is committed to the warrior ethos. I will never leave a fallen comrade behind, and continues its efforts to locate, identify, and repatriate those men and women who have not returned home. I ask you to remember those who stand shoulder to shoulder against terror and oppression, to carry freedom's torch in faraway foreign lands. Remember our service members. Support their families. Never forget the missing, and always rejoice in their lives.